My spiritual gift is worry. I have a black belt in anxiety, a PhD in forecasting grief. I've never even had to work at it. I'm just naturally really good at it. If there's something that could possibly go wrong, I'll probably give it some obsessive thought. And this is nothing new to me. I've known about my propensity to worry for years. But there is a consequence of my anxiety that I only recently began to consider. Worrying keeps me in the future. When I worry, my mind is set on what could happen, what might happen at some point one day that isn't this day. Jesus said in the Sermon on the Mount, "Therefore do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself." You see, I realize that worrying takes me out of the present and enslaves me to an unknown, largely uncontrollable future. And when I'm not living in the present, but I'm rather stuck in an unknown future, do you know what happens? I miss stuff. I miss out on all the stuff that occupies this present moment. So this year I've started trying something. Whenever I feel myself starting to worry, I imagine jumping in a time machine and coming back to this present moment. And then I open my eyes and I look around at my life in the now. And you know what I see when I do that? I see a whole lot to be thankful for. I see God's creation. I see my family. I see my friendships. I see all the undeserved gifts surrounding me. And I see the reality of the promise of God that He has never left me nor forsaken me. And He never will.
You know, I listened to that and I just thought it is uncanny the similarities there are between Jesus' teachings and Buddha's teachings. I've noticed Buddha keeps emphasizing that he wants us to live in the present, live in the moment, live thankfully in the moment, and to be at peace. And I recall that Brent told me that before I moved here, there is a park where Buddha and Jesus would meditate together, knowing that I was going to be moving here from Florida. So yes, and Buddha is Jesus' best God friend. So yeah, that meditation wisdom video that I made for you all to listen to has been helping me a lot to overcome my tendency to worry. But boy, can I relate to what that guy said. I am just like my mother. My mother was the worst worrywart imaginable. I mean, she worried about everything. And I think maybe it's genetic. Like this morning when I woke up, I couldn't get my mind. See, what happened to me this week, I've had several things happen to me, but I had a wonderful walk to Walmart the other day. It was a long 40-minute walk up and back. And I was celebrating my victory, enjoying the day, living in the moment. When I came home, I wanted to put some of the cash back that I got into my safe. So I turned the key in the little safe, and I was able to open it, and I put the cash in there. It's where I store my my savings to do my Gail commandments. But I wasn't able to turn the key to close the safe. And I thought, oh, what's wrong with this? Maybe I'm not putting the key in right. You know, I never expected that safe to break. Finally, I thought, let's try WD-40 and see if this will fix the problem. It didn't work. I couldn't get the key to go in there. I was not able to lock the safe. So I thought, you know, you got some pretty valuable things in here. And you do want them to be safe in case there's a fire. This is a justified expense. So, and I thought, I told myself that if that safe that if I needed another safe, that I wouldn't be able to get one because I don't have a car. And those things are heavy. It's a fireproof safe. It's a little one. It weighs about 13 pounds. So I thought, well, I had told myself that if I needed another safe, I would have to go to Walmart, which is a 40-minute. I had just come from there, okay? I wasn't expecting my safe to be broken. So last time I had something like this happen was when my printer was acting up, okay? I needed a new printer cartridge, and like I said in a video I made 2 weeks ago, I didn't realize that I could get the printer cartridge I need from a store that's walking distance from me. So I thought, okay, so it looks like you need a new safe, and you don't have like a little dolly wagon or anything that you could. So let's check the stores near me. I found out 2 stores near me actually carry a fireproof safe. One is like maybe a 7-minute walk. So I ended up walking to the store, buying the safe. It was heavy, it was 13 pounds, but I was able to get home, and now I'm good. It just didn't even, see, the problem is when you do the Google searches, it doesn't always, they're not always accurate. Like I said, like you do a Google search for a fireproof safe, it doesn't show up all of the stores that might carry it. So I find going to the individual store's website, you can tell what they carry. And they had exactly what I wanted. Yeah. So I went to the store, I bought it. It was heavy. I put it in a bag that had pretty strong handles, and I was able to carry it home because it was only like a 5-minute walk, as long as it was the only thing I bought. So that solved my problem. But I had told myself that that I wouldn't be able to do it without a car, but I did it. Simply because I told myself, if worse comes to worse, if it gets really heavy, just set it down on the ground, give yourself a break, and then pick it back up and go. So, but because that happened, I started thinking, what if my vacuum cleaner breaks? Those boxes weigh more than 13 pounds, and I don't have a car. I said, what if my microwave breaks? And I couldn't get my mind to get out of this mentality of thinking, what if, what if? I mean, you might say, well, maybe you should get a car. No, I actually had something on my Amazon wish list that might help, and I suggested my men update that to something else that I think would work better, which is one of these wagons, collapsible wagons you can carry, you know. Finally, I said, Gail, you're not there yet. Your printer's working right now. Your vacuum cleaner is working right now, and your microwave is working, okay? And all the other stuff that, you know. Quit thinking about this. I think Sun Tzu was using some sort of brain control to get me to obsess about the future, but I couldn't get it out of my mind. I guess because the safe went bad, you know. It's like I'm thinking, what if, what if? Finally, I said, let's go for your daily Gail commandment walk. Get this obsession about what if out of your head. If worst comes to worst, let's say in Florida, if my vacuum cleaner broke, I had a car. It's a Gail commandment to vacuum, so I knew it would be okay for me to go to Walmart. And I love the Bissell, you know. You might say, well, couldn't you just order online? Jesus told me not to order online. I'm going to have to respect that. He probably has good reasons for it. Okay, I'm not. With Sun Tzu, God knows what could happen if I ordered online. So, but basically, it looks like I'm starting to get victory over getting out of that what if mentality. I listened to this. One thing that's really helping is I always get in trouble with the Gail Shield when I start obsessing about what if. Okay? Like, I did that with the dentist. I already talked about that in another video. So I thought, okay, you're starting to worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow is a mystery. You do not know what's going to happen tomorrow. You need to live today, okay? The Gail commandments is thou shalt spend only money on food and bills. So, I considered getting a safe purchase because I really do need that. I mean, the stuff I keep in that safe is pretty important, and I need that safe to work. So, yeah, but if the vacuum cleaner went out, Jesus told me I only need to vacuum once a week. I could Skype my men and say, okay, I would like to get the vacuum cleaner at Walmart. What do you suggest? Should I go buy me a wagon, or if I already have one, then I'm good, right? But see, the thing is, it's working right now, so don't worry about it. Okay, the other thing, if the microwave goes, that's not a big deal. I mean, when I was a young lady, I lived without a microwave. I could just use the stove. It might take a little more time, so that wouldn't be an emergency. The other problem is, anyways, the problem is, I have a tendency to worry about everything. Yeah, like, I think about what if, like in Florida, I needed quarters to do the laundry, okay? I'm going to give you an example of how I got into trouble. I needed quarters to do the laundry. I used to go to Walmart and buy quarters from them, but the Walmart in Florida quit selling quarters, and then the Publix, and then finally all the stores quit selling quarters. So I decided to go to a local credit union, and the bank that I was a member of was out of my city. And at that time, there were no sister banks that I could work with. So I went to a local credit union, and I was able to buy quarters from them for a while. Finally, one day I went to the bank, and they said, we can no longer sell you quarters unless you are a member of our bank. Sorry. So I thought, oh no, I need to be a member of this bank. So I decided to open up a bank account, and I went online to do it. Remember, Jesus said, don't do anything online. I figured, well, I'm only going to spend $5 just to set up an account, and then I'm done. That should be fine. Jesus showed up crying to Brent on Skype. He said, Satan said you would do this. He said, I said, oh, you want me to cancel the bank account? He says, yes. Now, I did, for the world of me, I don't know why it was such a big deal for me to open that bank account, but I'm going to have to respect it, okay? Maybe I would have been put under a spell. I don't know. I don't know. So I canceled it. You say, what did you do for laundry quarters? Well, Zach and I brainstormed together. Zach Knight, he's ex-Antichrist. And we decided that I could drive out to a laundromat and just buy quarters from the laundromat. And that's what I did. I had a car then. Fortunately, in this town, they have sister banks to my bank, and I'm able to go there and buy quarters. And what's really funny is I found out later that I could have bought quarters from my apartment complex, the manager's office. They sold quarters. If I just asked, and here at my current apartment complex, they're starting to sell quarters too. So the point is, when you think you have to worry, when you think you got to do something that violates the Gail commandments, if you'll just sit still and stay calm, you can often find a solution. And I've also learned to respect the Gail commandments. Some of the rules seem a little ridiculous, like, oh, come on, only food and bills. And like the one about not treating food as medicine, that seemed kind of ridiculous to me too. And I found out later, Jesus is a pretty smart doctor. In the early from 1998 to 2008, I was using so many supplements to treat symptoms that I destroyed my gut, okay? And I didn't realize supplements could do that, but Jesus knew. That's part of the reason he has that rule. All I can say is, when Jesus gave us the Gail commandments, it's because he knew that's what was best for us to be healthy and happy and prosperous. It doesn't matter, and some of you may have noticed in the meditation wisdom video that I made that I seem like a Buddhist. But actually, a lot of those quotes came from all different faiths. They came from Hindu. There was even a Muslim. Rumi was a Muslim theologian. And there was even Christian. We just don't worry about the label to the truth. If the truth works, regardless of the source, we should take heed. The reason I decided to put in the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path from Buddha's teachings is because they work. It's not because I am a Buddhist. And now, in this particular video, I'm quoting something from the canceled Bible. Even though Buddha told me not to read the Bible, I think one little verse is not going to hurt me, especially when it has so much wisdom. And when that's just from pure memory. I had read the Bible so many times as a devout Christian that I've got a lot of verses memorized. And I said, isn't there a verse in the Bible about not worrying about tomorrow? Let me go look that up. And I said, I wonder if somebody's made a YouTube video about this. And then I found somebody reading. And I thought, my God, I don't even think this Christian realizes it. But when he made his devotional about Matthew, I think it was 6:24, he could have been quoting from Buddha himself. So the point is, my dears, Jesus and Buddha see things eye to eye in a lot of areas. So it doesn't matter where the source of the truth comes from. Also, the goddess Lakshmi, the Hindu goddess Lakshmi, a lot of the ideas that I currently espouse she has taught me. And Jesus was the one who suggested that she counsel me and Brent. Yeah. So, yeah, there's a ton of wisdom in the last meditation video that I made. And they come from all different sources, Hindu, Buddhist, even Muslim, and Christian. And just some anonymous sources that were just said something that was true. So yeah, I have to remind myself not to worry about tomorrow. My mind, I have a very future-oriented mind. I'm always going into the future. And every time I start getting obsessed with the future and not living for today, I get in big trouble. Big trouble. So I just wanted to share with you. After hearing that devotional, it kind of helped me to quit thinking about what if the vacuum cleaner breaks? What if this happens? What if that happens? And I told myself, just chill. Enjoy the day. It's like Buddha said. And yeah, I started listening to that devotional that I made, but it wasn't quite working. I don't know why. Maybe the brain control is really strong. So I said, let's see if I can find something else to jar me out of this. And then I heard that, and I thought, Jesus said it too. Now, if Jesus said it and Buddha said it both, this must be a really important truth that you really need to reinforce into yourself. And that kind of did the trick. Both Jesus and Buddha teach that we shouldn't worry about tomorrow. That is both teaching from the God Buddha and Jesus, both. Which means it must be a very important truth. And we all should take heed to it. So that is, yeah. So yeah, I got this saved. Another thing that happened was, what was it? Well, there was something else that was a pretty easy solution. The switch on my little lamp here. Yeah, I'm using it wouldn't work, okay? This lamp's like 20 years old, this little desk lamp. And I went to Walmart to buy me another one. But the only kind they sell now, I just like a simple desk lamp. The only kind they sell now has this LED lighting, which puts a spot in front of my eye. And then I found out it was broken too. I ended up having to return it. When the problem came that the switch didn't work on my lamp, if I had just stayed calm and at that time I had not made my wisdom meditation video, I would have realized the solution is right here in my apartment. The lamp still worked. I just couldn't turn the switch to turn it on and off. It was really stiff and it was hurting my fingers. I thought all you need to do is switch out this lamp with the one you have by your bedside, because that one the switch works, and put that lamp up here by the computer and this lamp back there, and solve the problem. Yeah. I don't like the LED lamps. I like ones where I can put the light bulb in there. And they're really hard to find around here. The only way you can get them is you have to order online now. But I solved that problem. You might say, what if the light bulb goes out? We'll worry about that then, okay? But right now, this one's working. That other one was working for like 20 years. Yeah. The point is, the troubles for today are enough for today. And when you think you're in a corner and you have to do something, you might say, well, what was it wrong for you to go buy that lamp? Let's just put it this way. It probably was a bit of a violation of the Gail commandment simply because I didn't need it. Because I had another lamp that I could have used. But I did return it, and yeah. And none of us is perfect, and we're all going to make mistakes. But I learned my lesson from that one. The lesson I learned is when you think you need to buy something, ask yourself, do I have something else that might work? Okay? Do I really need it? Why do I want to buy this? I told myself I didn't want my fingers to hurt. And yeah, like I said, the solution was simple, just switch out lamps. Yeah, but it still works. The lamp still works. I just have to plug it and unplug it to turn it on and off. And yeah, the safe, I think it was a justified purchase. But I need to get my mind up out of this what if mentality. What if the vacuum cleaner breaks? It's working right now, don't worry about it. What if the printer goes out? It's working right now, don't worry about it. What if? So, enjoy today. Don't be a worrywart like my mother was, and like I am. Yes, I can relate. I could win a black belt in anxiety. Yeah, and when I get sick, oh, do I worry. It's like, oh no. Then I get into really big trouble. When I caught something in January 2024, because I don't get sick and I thought I had a fever, I was taking my temperature like every half an hour. I was getting obsessed with my bodily temperature. The Gail Shield plummeted, okay? And then I ordered something online listening to Baphomet, which probably would have been really bad for me, because I was worrying too much. I was thinking, what if I'm so sick and I need to get this? I said, are you that sick right now? Couldn't you just lay in bed and wait till the ice storm goes away? You see what I'm saying? Then I ended up listening to Baphomet and causing the Gail Shield to fall. And then my husband got beat up and almost died because Baphomet came into my apartment because the shield went down. All because of worry. You might say, but you weren't feeling well. You know, to be honest with you, I think the God Shakpona was giving me hot flashes, and I didn't even have a fever. Yeah, I refuse to have a thermometer right now. I don't even have one. Yeah, as a result of that. You gotta watch it when you worry. you get into trouble, especially if it becomes an obsession. So I just wanted to share, I'm getting victory over this, but sometimes it's still a struggle. But one thing that is helping me is to understand that both Jesus and Buddha emphasize the importance of not thinking about tomorrow, but living in the moment. So yeah. And I seem to be getting out of it now that I realize that. See, I have faith in Jesus and Buddha both. I know they're both good, and that anything they advise for me is for the best. If they both say that you shouldn't worry about tomorrow, then we shouldn't worry about tomorrow.
In a world of